Well, hello, Robin Miller here, your winking chef. I am so glad to see you all this afternoon. I hadn't been on here in a while. I think I've got lazy. The truth of the matter is I've taken a job. Not a big job, 2 days a week, just to help out. Things have gotten so expensive, and so that's what I'm doing, just 2 days a week. I love it. I absolutely love it. I get to be with people all the time, and I love the people. Anyway, I wanted to come on here today, and I have been craving some good shrimp salad, and that's what we're going to make. We're going to make shrimp salad. Let me show you what I've got here. I have got 2 pounds of deveined shrimp. Now, it's not peeled, and it's raw. Let's see if I can hold it up here and show it to you. Isn't that pretty? I got that at Kroger's. It was $9.99 a pound. I've got 2 pounds. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook it. And I have got some water over here on the eye. I'm going to put some salt in there, my kosher salt. I'm going to put some salt in the water. Now I'm going to turn the eye on. And when that comes to a boil, we'll turn around there and we'll start cooking the shrimp. I'll show you how that goes. Then we're going to douse it in cold water and ice water. Let it cool off. Peel it. And this was really bigger than what it had called for. But they didn't have any wild caught. This was all the wild caught they had. And I love the wild caught. So this is what we're having. I'll cut it. We'll just chop it up. You can do it any way you want to. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and read you the ingredients. And then we'll do a few things here while that shrimp is getting ready to boil, because it's not going to take long for that shrimp to cook. If you've never cooked shrimp, we're going to put it in boiling water. The temperature will go down immediately, and it doesn't even have to come back up to boil. When that shrimp turns real dark pink, that's already a pink shrimp, but it'll get a real dark pink, and then it'll be ready. So let me read to you. Let me put you on hold for just a minute. Okay, here we are. I'm going to read you the ingredients real quick, and then I'll tell you again as we go through. I'll tell you the ingredients again. Okay, so this is going to be, I've already told you, 2 pounds of large raw shrimp. They should be 31 to 35 a pound, and you know how they do that. They scale them by how many shrimps are in a pound. So that's what it called for. I couldn't get that. So I did 2 pounds, but I will have to cut them. But it'll be good. It's not going to make that big a difference. 2 pounds is the important part here. Okay, and then with that, we've got a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And a good quality mayonnaise. Hellmann's, Duke's, something good. Something good. Or I will just say this, whatever you use is probably fine, because if you're using it, that's something you like. So do that. Okay, and then we're going to use 1½ teaspoons of Old Bay seasoning, 2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, a 1/2 cup of finely diced celery, and a 1/4 cup of finely diced scallions, light and dark green parts. And we're going to keep those separated. So what I've done is I've got my celery. You see that? And I've already, I got 2 ribs of celery right here. And I've cut them a little bit. And we're going to chop them really fine because it wanted it fine. Now I'm going to turn you down here and let you watch me chop this celery. Yeah, you can see that. And like I said, I'm going to chop it really fine. I've got 2 ribs right here. I think that's going to be about a 1/2 cup. I'll have to check it and see. But we want it real fine. Now, if you have got one of those food processors, that will work fine. And you can chop it up in that. I'm just using my knife and just chopping. See, that's getting pretty fine. Now, on this recipe, the scallions. Now, you know, I always call that a green onion. Well, they call them scallions now. So, what I wanted to tell you is, if your family, now that's going to be raw. If you don't like that, you don't have to put it in. It will affect the taste a little bit if you don't put it in, but you're not going to you're not going to know the difference if you don't like green onions anyway. If you don't like raw onions, and this is a milder one. If you don't like that, then it's not going to matter. Okay, you see that? Let me get my half a cup out here. And I'm going to need my quarter cup too. Look at that. That is right at a half a cup. Just a little bit over, but you know what? We're going to take it. Let me clean this up, and we'll chop these scallions. Based on that, I'm not going to need many. So I'm going to cut the white ones first. The white side of it. And again, we want it to be chopped really fine. Now, when you're chopping, you be careful. You watch your fingers. You can see I have got my hand on top of this knife. We'll get some more of this white here. And what they told me to do, the recipe calls to put the white part in the salad. The green part you sprinkle on top before you serve it. So, like I said, if any part of that you don't like, then just don't do it. And I'm going to use every one of these whites because there's not that much white. I'm going to use it all. Oh, yeah. Like I said, be careful now. Keep your fingers away. Okay? Alright, that's about enough to go in our salad. That's not quite a fourth a cup, but by the time I cut these green parts, we'll have a fourth a cup. And you're just going to run your knife through those. And you do as many of this green on top as you like. And I'm going to leave this sitting here, because I'm going to stop there. And if I need more later, I'll get more later. Now let me look at my water and see if it's boiling. Let me put you on pause just a minute. Okay, I turned you around. My pot's boiling a little bit. I want it to be at a rolling boil is what I'm looking for. So we're getting ready to put the shrimp in here just in a minute. This is nothing but salted water. I've got a lid on it because I think that helps it boil quicker. That may not be the truth, but that's what I think. So there you go. So it is boiling pretty good. And that is a rolling boil. So we'll give it another minute. I'm going to bring my shrimp over. And I've got to stand right here next to it because it's not going to take that long for this shrimp to get done. I have a bowl of ice water right here, and I'm going to use my spider to get the shrimp out, and I'm going to put it immediately into this ice water, and we're going to let it set about 15 minutes to let it go. Okay, I'm at a rolling boil. Let's see if I can tilt you up and let you see a little bit. Can you tell that's a rolling boil? Okay, let me set you back down. And we're going to put our shrimp in here. And like I said, it may not even come back up to a good boil. Stir that up a little bit, get all that shrimp in there. This is not going to take more than about 1.5 minutes to cook. It does not take long to cook shrimp. And you do not want to overcook it. And we are going to put it in this ice water for 2 reasons. Well, for one reason, it's going to shock it in to stop cooking. Once we take it out, we don't want it to cook anymore. So we're going to shock it and make it quit. Now this shrimp, as I told you, it's already been deveined. It was wild caught, and I don't know if you can see that or not, how they've cut that. They have deveined it. You've got to devein your shrimp. If you can't buy it that way, you've got to do it yourself. It's really not a hard thing if you've got the right tool, but it has to be done. Okay. Just letting it cook there for just a minute. Like I said, it's probably not going to take more than 1.5 minutes to cook this shrimp. I'll put the lid back on it for just a minute. Keep that heat in. Look at that. And it's turning a darker pink. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that is just about ready. Oh yeah. That shrimp, I'm gonna give it about 30 more seconds and we're gonna take it off and I'm gonna dip it out and put it in this ice water and let it set about 15 minutes. And then we'll be ready to make our shrimp salad. I've got everything else ready. And, oh, this is so good. This is going to be so good. I love a good shrimp salad. I thought, you know, I wanted some, and I thought, well, I can buy some already made at the store. Well, you can. You sure can buy it already made at the store. And you can buy lobster salad and crab salad and all kinds of good salad. The only thing is, sometimes that's whitefish. And it's not real lobster or real crab. And I don't have lobster or crab. I wanted shrimp. I like shrimp the best, but also shrimp's cheaper than lobster or crab. It just is. So when you're cooking at home, folks, cook what you can afford. Cook what you like, number one. And get the very best ingredients that you can afford. And everybody's different, but do that. Get the best ingredients you can afford. Don't go down the grocery aisle getting whatever's the cheapest just because it's cheaper. If that's what you can afford, then get it. But get the best quality that you can afford. Now I'm going to turn you back over here and let you watch me take this shrimp out because this shrimp is done. And we don't want to overcook it. And when you overcook shrimp, it gets tough. All right, I just turned that off. Now, with this shrimp being so big, it took about 1 minute longer than it would have that smaller shrimp. But that's okay. I think that's about all of it. Oh, there's one more. Yep, that's it. Let me get my pot holders here. I don't want to burn my hands. Here you go. We're just going to let it sit there till it cools. We're going to give it, it's still warm. So we're going to give it about, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes to cool. And then I'll be right back on here with you and we'll show you what we're going to do next. While we're letting that shrimp cool down, it's still cooling. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my potatoes. We're going to have potatoes with this. These are steak fries. They're frozen steak fries. Get any brand you want. You need about 4 cups, and this is a 28-ounce bag that I had bought. That's right at 4 cups. It might be a little bit more, but that's what we need. 4 cups frozen. And we're going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil on top of these fries. That's about a tablespoon. And then we are going to use, let's see, 1.5 teaspoons of dried parsley. And I've got that right here. And we need 1.5 teaspoons. Let me get this lid off here. And these are herbed fries. And that's about 1.5 teaspoons right there. And then we are going to put in some garlic salt, some seasoning salt. Okay, so this is some seasoning that I bought, and it's garlic and chili pepper. That's what I want on my fries. So, and it's a grinder, and it is so good. I got this at Food City. So we're going to give it a few grinds to put it in there and coat those fries. Oh, this is going to be good. Now, we like a little heat. We sure do. And now I'm going to put a little seasoning salt. And this is homemade seasoning salt. My nephew made it. Point Pleasant Angus. And this is his own special salt, seasoning salt. And it is delicious. If you need any of it, send me a message. And I'll get you some out. I'm not sure what he charges. This was free to me, or I believe it was maybe my Christmas present. I don't know, but it's really good stuff. If you want to give that a try, send me a message, and I'll contact him and tell him what we need to do. Okay, now we're going to stir these around. Just stir them around. I'm going to use my hand. Oh, somebody's coming in. The dogs get crazy when somebody comes in. I've got my oven on 450. That's where you need your oven. And these are going to be so good. Very, very good. Let me wash my hands. Well, I don't need to wash my hands if I'm going to put them on my sheet pan. Now you're going to put them on a sheet pan in a single layer. Now, you may have to double this recipe depending on how many you've got eating. It's just going to be about 3 of us tonight, so this is just going to be plenty for us, probably more than what we need. In a single layer, get that all spread out. Oh my, look at that. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little bit more of that garlic on there and a little bit more of that seasoning salt, because I think I want a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I like. Oh, there's my oven going off. My oven is preheated. Now I believe this has got a shaker, it does. Just a little bit. Look at that. Man, these are going to be some good steak fries, and these will be so good with our shrimp salad. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? We're putting them in the oven. We're going to put them in the oven, and we are going to let them cook till they're lightly browned, about 15 to 20 minutes. And when they get browned, then we're going to take this cheese I bought. This is a 3 cheese, Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago. And I'm going to sprinkle that on those fries when they come out. Okay, let's look at our shrimp. Oh yeah, they are ready to peel. I've got my strainer right here in the sink. Okay. And I'm going to leave that right here in the sink, and I'm going to peel this shrimp. See how easy that's going to be? There's one. I'm going to put you on pause while I peel this. Man, that's so good. You know I love the shrimp. I'll bring you back after I get it all peeled. Okay. I have got my shrimp all peeled right here. Now we're going to make the shrimp salad. And what we're going to do is put the mayonnaise in a bowl, a clean bowl. And I haven't cut my shrimp yet. I'll do that in a minute. But you put that half a cup. Remember, I told you half a cup of mayonnaise. I want it all, you know. Okay, half a cup of mayonnaise in a bowl. And then to that, we are going to add 2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar, a teaspoon and a half of Old Bay, and a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire. So, let's see if I can get this done. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire. Gonna pour it right in there. There's my 1/4 teaspoon of that. And then we said, excuse me, 1 1/2 teaspoons of Old Bay. So this is my teaspoon. That is 1 1/2 of Old Bay. Put the lid on there or I'll have that poured out on the floor in just about a minute. And then a 1/4 teaspoon, let's see, the Worcestershire, 2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar. And this is my white wine vinegar. We need 2 teaspoons. There's 1. And there is 2. Now we're going to whisk that around. And we're going to taste it to see if I need to adjust anything. I may need to put more of something else in there. Look at that. Look at that. Man, now I think that tastes good. I think that. So what we're going to do, let me move this so you can see. We're going to, this shrimp's too big, bigger than what I want. So I just got about a few pieces of it, and we're just going to chop it just a little bit. You know, we don't want it real fine. Well, I don't want it real fine. If you want yours real fine, then that's what you need to do. Man, that's good stuff right there. That Old Bay just does the trick. If you don't like that little bite, if you don't love the Old Bay, don't put it in there. You can make this without that. Okay, I'll put that in there. Now let's get the rest of it chopped up. Just big hunks, if that's what you like, and that's what these people I live with will want, big hunks. This will keep for about 2 days in the refrigerator. It will serve about 6 people. I'm going to serve it tonight on a croissant, and those were store-bought croissants. I will not be eating one. I'll just eat it like this. I may get me a cracker or two. One more. Okay. We got it in there. Let me move this out of the way. Rinse my hands off. The shells I'm going to put in a grocery bag, a plastic grocery bag, and tie them up and take them outside to the big trash bin. Because if I don't, by morning, these cats we live with will have gone crazy, and our house will stink to the high heavens. I don't believe I'm going to get to use that anymore. So we're just going to use this spoon. Well, you know what? I had a spoon right there in the mayonnaise. How about, now look at this. All right, now we're going to add our celery. You know I love celery. Look at this. And we're going to add those white part of those scallions. Now, I'm going to put about half of them in there to begin with. I don't want those scallions to take over the flavor of this. If you want to put a chopped up red pepper in here, then that would be fine. You could do that. Put your chopped up red pepper. Now I'm going to get a fork and I'm going to taste it. Just a little bite. Just a little bite. And I'm going to taste it because I'm thinking I might need a little bit more celery. But I want to taste it first because I have to remember, not everybody in this household loves the celery like I do. And I love it. I could chop up celery and probably put it in a cake. I love it. Okay, let's try this. Nope. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Man, I'm not going to put any more scallions in there. I think they've got enough. This Old Bay just gives it enough heat. It's not hot. Just a little bitty kick. Man, that's going to be so good. Let me show you. I got 2 kinds of, get out of this kitchen. Now look, that dog's sneaking around. You better get over and lay down. Croissants. I got these at Kroger's. You know, I'm a Kroger shopper. Won't that be good on there? Sprinkle a little bit more of that Old Bay on there. And I got Emma, my granddaughter, these everything bagels. She loves that. That everything stuff. Now that's going to be our supper. Let me check on our fries and see what they look like. Nope, not yet. Not yet. So, I'm going to put you back on pause. And I'll bring you back when them fries get ready and let you see that cheese I put on there. I got my potatoes out and I wanted to show you how good they look. Oh man, and they are hot. Those are delicious. While they're hot, I'm going to add my cheese. Look at that. Okay, here we go. soon as those people get here, they should be here any minute. We are ready to eat. There's my shrimp salad that I've been wanting. And man, it is good. I went ahead, I put a little bit more Old Bay, just barely a sprinkle. If you like it, put as much as you want on there. Don't overwhelm your shrimp with something else. Just put a little on there. And those green scallions are on top. I'm Robin Miller, your winking chef, and I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. We're going to get off here and eat dinner in a minute. Give this a try. We had all that rich food during Christmas, and since then, I haven't been able to get enough comfort food. And I thought it was time to change it up a little bit and do something a little bit different, something sort of cool. I'm Robin Miller, your winking chef. Thanks for liking and watching all my videos. You have a good day.